Bug, the forgotten field potential mascot for the Sega Saturn, and one of the few first 3D platformer for the system. The company who developed Bug is called Real Time Associate, who also developed a few other games such as Beavis and Butthead, Outer Monster, and the greatest party game of all time, Rubber Ass Scavenger Hunt. Do not play that game, but I may make a video on it though, so keep watch for that. Originally, Bug was supposed to be a Sonic the Hedgehog game for the launch of the Sega Saturn for North America, but sadly it was rejected by Sega of Japan, and they had to use the Bug character and develop it using the Silicon graphics similar to the Donkey Kong Country series. As much as I feel a Sonic game would be interesting, I feel that it might be the right call not to use Sonic for this game for many different reasons. So, the story. If you ever played Pink Panther on Sega Genesis, the story is similar to it. The story is about a green bug called Bug. Yeah, original name has knife. Bug's story is based on Hollywood set, where Bug needs to rescue his family from the main villain of the game, Queen Ghidorah, a giant spider. Yes, the 90s always keep things original. You, throughout the story, will be rescuing each Bug family member after the defeat of each boss. There are 6 stages that contain at least 3 acts, and apparently there are bonus stages that you can go as well. And that's essentially it for the story. It's pretty simple story for the game, essentially. As a kid in the 90s, I fell in with excitement when I watched my brother play this game for the first time. I watched my brother play the game for a while, but wasn't sure if he ever beat the game before because it seemed like he was struggling to play the game. I finally had my time playing the game and finally understand why he probably hadn't beaten this game. This game is very hard and very long, especially with traversing the level. Me as a kid didn't even get past the first boss, which is the snail boss, the easiest boss in the game. I don't know why, but we also encounter an issue where the game just don't save on the system, which it could possibly be the CMOS battery. Not entirely sure, but it could be the case. Now, as me as an adult playing this game, I am playing this on an emulator, and I got a lot to say about this. First, I did beat the snail boss, which is again the first boss in the game. Pretty easy, being an adult, you can beat certain games now. But anyways, I got past that part, and my opinion have changed about this game. One thing I can say, the game does have great visual, and all the enemies have interesting design, but there's a few things I dislike about this game. The first thing is that this game is still hard to the point where I have to use save states and rewind during my gameplay. It just this game is not easy. It's to the point where I feel like I just need to just keep rewinding because I just don't want to restart my progress over again. So yes, I will be using save states. But anyways, there's another thing about this game I don't like is that Bug walk too damn slow. I wish there was a way that he can run in the game, which I know the game wasn't designed for that purpose. But if he had the ability to run, you hold B or something, that would help the game so much. But unfortunately, Bug just walks. So he's not a fast person. Now, the things that I do like about the game is that you do have bonus stages, which they're a fun distraction for the game, but they just like give you extra mans. It's not anything extra you get. And there one particular bonus stage that have Sonic the Hedgehog, which trust me, I was trying to look for it and find the bonus coin so I can get to the stage. Couldn't find it, so I'm gonna just have gameplay show of someone else video who actually did the work.
Whoa!
Hey, my man,
But anyways, other than that video, there are also a Dragonfly bonus stage you can do too. I did figure out how to do it. It's kind of hard to try to do. So again, I'm gonna have gameplay of someone else doing it so you can see it. And that's pretty much it for the bonus stages. And then another thing that was noticeably bad that could be because the emulator or it's just some type of glitch is that I encountered some issue, especially when I was in this water stage where you had to jump near an enemy to get to one of the ledges and just look at the gameplay. I I personally had so much frustration. I almost like try to see if I can get cheat code and pass this stage because it was the most annoying stage in the game, and of course it always has to be a water level. But other than getting past water level, there were some problems with like the enemy. Sometimes the enemy can hit you, even though I felt like I did hit the enemy. The perception of the game kind of trick you in thinking that you actually an enemy and you don't. That's another annoying thing. And then you have the annoying voices, which is not as bad as Bugsy at all to a mile, but it can get kind of tiresome to hear bug juice every time you collect a health item or whatever. So it's can be quite annoying for that part. So the bosses. We have a snail, a rock iguana, some type of sea creature, an octopus, and strangely enough, a yeti fly. Didn't really see that one coming. And then you have the final boss, which is Queen Spider. Personally for me, I like the snowballs because of the design of it and it having jetpack and laser and shooting you. It's just a really good design for it. It's not that simple. And possibly the Yeti flag because same thing. It's kind of caught me off guard. It's kind of weird, but same time kind of cool. But I feel like those two bosses have probably the best design in the Queen Spire, which is technically the final boss of the game. And let's talk about her. She is probably the hardest boss in the game, and they made sure she was hard because the first phase is not too difficult. Standard, trying to figure out how to hit her. And what she does in first phase, you just shoot out spiders and you gotta dodge it. You'll get caught off guard. This is typical 3D platforming game. It always happens. Anyways, if you get past that part, okay, simple enough. Second part, she can start shooting down guns at you. Like, where'd that come from? But you'll get caught off guard, you'll get hit. You just have to, figure out the phase of it and get past that part. Once you get past the second phase, or third phase is basically like, what the hell? It's a combination of the two, but faster. And trust me, I rewind a few times for this because I didn't want to do this boss over. And I didn't want to do the stage over. Even though I got 16 lives, I just personally don't want to do all this part over again. So rewind and make sure I don't die in this part. But yes, that's is very difficult if you don't figure out what her phases are. But once you figure out her phases, You finally do the finishing blow on her. It lead to a cutscene of her falling in lava and showing Bug making his escape from the volcano by flying with his dragonfly pet. And by the time the next cutscene play, it showed Bug with his family in the move screen, with his family, and then the game roll credits. Like many Sega Saturn games, Bug just wasn't cutting it. It's one of the first 3D platform game for the Sega Saturn, but it seemed like it didn't really achieve what it was trying to achieve as the mascot for the system. And they eventually did make a sequel for the game, but it seemed like this franchise wasn't gonna go anywhere because, like I said at the beginning, like Sega Japan not having Sonic in this game was probably for the best because this game, even if it did have Sonic, it's rough. It's a rough game. Yes, the 3D is great. Is like probably visually impressive for at the time, but me now playing this, I'm like I couldn't recommend this game to anyone unless you're curious playing it and just see what this game about. And it's like I discussed in this video, um, there are some good points, there are some bad points, and all that I can say is that play it if you feel like it, but this is not a game I'll be like, oh yeah, everyone need to play. Just not that's not the case for this game. And that's pretty much it for this video. Now, if you want to leave a comment or like, please do. I want to know your opinion about this game. If you ever played in the past or you ever seen it, let me know in the comment section. And thank you for watching.